Okay. Maybe we're live. Don't know. So far, so good. It's all black for now, so here you go. But, you know, maybe you can start telling people hi if you want.
Hi, guys.
Oh, okay, let's start again. All right. Hey, guys, welcome to NZ Pocket Guide, New Zealand's largest travel guide. Today, in this live session, which is totally just the first one of today, this is totally not the second time we're saying that, we are going to be answering all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. But Laura, why are we going to answer all their questions? Why are we the experts of traveling in New Zealand?
Well, this is Robin, and I'm Laura, and we're the team behind NZPocketGuide.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide. And it literally has thousands and thousands and thousands of articles to help you plan the perfect trip to New Zealand. Of course, that's when you are actually able to come to New Zealand, because if you are currently outside the country, then, as you probably already know, the borders are closed to most international travellers. So the only people that can actually travel around New Zealand at the moment are those currently in New Zealand. But do not despair, it's never too early to plan, and like I say, there are thousands of articles on nzpocketguide.com which will take you a long time to get through everything, but that means that you will plan the perfect trip. You'll make sure that you don't miss anything that you don't want to miss, and yeah, you'll learn heaps about New Zealand along the way. But if you're not really into reading, then this is what this live Q&A session is for, that we do every single Sunday at 8 a.m. New Zealand time, where you guys come into the live chat and ask your New Zealand travel questions directly to us, the writers behind nzpocketguide.com. But if you missed the live session, then you can also put your questions in the comment section of any of our YouTube videos. We go through some of those questions as well, as many as we can get through during the live session if we have time. Otherwise, you know, we'll always just answer your questions in the comment sections anyway. We're not too, not too mean about that. And if you want to know what time these sessions are in your time zone, then there is a handy link in the description below which tells you exactly what time 8 a.m. New Zealand time is in the time zone you decide. But the best way to make sure that you don't miss a single live session is to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell. Unless you click on the notification bell, you will not get notifications of when we're going live, and you'll probably miss it, because who's really keeping a track of that? Not me. I have to rely on my notification bell to make sure I actually turn up to the live sessions. So yeah, once again, it's the same live Q&A session that we always do, so make sure you come onto the live chat right now and ask your New Zealand travel questions. If you were in our previous live session that we did just before it cut off in the last one, and you did put a question or a comment in the live chat.
I know, Henry, you had a question and a comment in there, so yeah, feel free to put it again here. I'm sorry, I did read it in the first time, and I was planning on addressing it. It's just the joys of YouTube.
Yes, so unfortunately, if you don't mind just re-typing that question into this live chat so we can answer those, or say hi back, or whatever you want to say, we shall address all the comments in our live chat, as we always do.
Indeed. So, in the live chat right now, we have Henry Emeka that says, "Good morning, guys. I am so happy to have you guys on live chat again." Well, we're very happy to have you on board as well. So as I said at the beginning this morning, I was just doing some tests. We had Tamo that was on board. We had Henry that was on board. There was Nathan Bates from Topo. He was there as well. He said hi. But yeah, I was just doing a couple of tests, and sadly, it all
Does it look like those tests worked?
It did work. It did work. Stop it. It did work. Somewhat, maybe.
Okay. But perhaps caused other problems.
It did. All right, cool. So we have Clay, which is face palming over there. But yeah, how are you doing, Clay? Are you ready with your bottle of Jack Daniels on the side? For all those questions coming.
Yep, and your bowl of Wheat Bix, so you can pour it in.
Indeed. How is Extreme Talauta doing? He says Morena.
Morena.
What does Morena mean?
That means good morning in the Maori language.
Nice. We also have Anthony Comstad that says Morena from Rodeo, California, with a bunch of emojis. So we have a smiley face, a party face, a crying out loud, laughing face, and the starry eyes face. I love that.
Nice.
Okay. So Henry Emeka says, but now vaccination rate is high. I hope New Zealand government will do something next month, because we offshore are already tired of waiting. So yeah, what do you think about the current vaccination rate in New Zealand?
Well, let me tell you about
Yes.
the current vaccination rate in New Zealand. So, although this week we aren't doing a full travel news segment, because there's really not that much travel news to report this week, but we'll just sort of talk casually about what happened yesterday, which was dubbed in New Zealand as Super Saturday. It was a big vaccination drive to make sure lots more vaccinations are rolled out across the country, and it was a big event where there were social media events, there were prizes to be won, it was a big party for everyone to get their vaccination, and it worked because there was around 140,000 people that got their vaccinations done. Around 100,000 of those got their second dose of the vaccination, and around 40,000 of those got their first dose of the vaccination. So big numbers, leading us up to around 84% of the country vaccinated. So yeah, that's although there are there's going to be the official count of how many there was, that was kind of like the sort of the numbers that were given by the government about how that drive went. And yeah, pretty successful.
Nice, not bad. I did
Not
like
bad.
those numbers. However, one of the issues that's going to happen is, right, is that it's way harder to go from 85 to 95 than it is to go from 15 to 25, because we are reaching the people. I mean, now we need the people to get vaccinated. We need the people which technically just can't be first being vaccinated, and so they are the people that were not willing to go nowhere near out of their way before.
Not even for a prize.
Exactly. So they're the people that now you're gonna have to work really hard to get on board for the vaccination. Like, you have people like us which have been vaccinated since July. I used to say August, but actually I looked at the paperwork that we received. It's actually July. We were fully vaccinated since July. And so, it was absolutely not hard for us to be convinced, but it is going to be pretty hard for the remaining 15% of the population.
Yeah.
So let's keep that in mind. The fact that we went, from 0 to 84, within the span of a few months, really doesn't mean that we're going to go from 84 to 94 within only a couple of weeks. The difficulty of getting those people vaccinated, increase exponentially at that point. Just giving some context.
Yeah.
Right here, we have Nathan Bates, who is here. It says, Kia ora, good morning, Laura and Robin.
Kia ora.
We have Arshil that says, hello guys, how are you doing, Arshil? I think that's your first time popping in the live chat, so yeah, we are happy to have you on board. Nathan is asking us if we did have some problem at the start of the live stream. Laura, did we have some problem at the start of the live stream?
We did have some problems. We had quite a lot of problems. We had to
I
restart.
didn't know yet.
We had to restart the live stream. So once again, if you did put any comments in our first live stream's live chat, then make sure you repost those in this live chat, because we did lose all the comments that we received in the other live chat.
And it's literally entirely my fault, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we're not playing the blame game here.
I
Robin.
am. This
It's
time
YouTube's fault.
Yeah.
Or maybe our internet connection's fault. Okay, we are playing the blame game. I'm finding quite a few things to blame.
All right, so who else do we have right here? We have Henry Emeka says, I have taken my full vaccine and I thought the New Zealand government will consider people who are fully vaccinated. And from what I've seen, I think that by November, 95% of people in New Zealand will have completed their second dose. I think 85% by November will be very reasonable to think that. 95, I think, is going to be much harder. I think, as I mentioned previously, I think it's going to be a quite uphill from now on. So we'll see. Hopefully you're right. You know what I mean? Like, I do not want you to be wrong, right? I want people to get vaccinated, but this is when it's going to become a little harder. We'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong and I'm just a pessimistic, grumpy old man. Hopefully.
I mean, everyone else has just been busy for the past few months. They couldn't get a vaccine.
Yeah.
Everyone's been busy doing their
Doing
stuff.
what? Doing what, Laura? Busy doing what? What are the things you were doing?
All those New Zealanders do that don't want to get their vaccine. They go out and stroke Kiwi birds. They go and eat pies, make themselves a pavlova.
Speaking of Kiwi birds, I'm going to keep going with all the comments, guys, but we do have a poll in the live chat right now, so if you guys want to answer the question. And my favorite is currently at 0%. All right, so
Who's
the
your
poll.
favorite?
The poll is, what is New Zealand's cutest native animal? We have the Hector dolphin, the little blue penguin, the Kiwi bird, and the New Zealand fur seal. Laura, who's winning?
The Kiwi bird.
Of course, the Kiwi bird is winning, yes. But my favorite is the Hector's dolphin. It's at 0%.
Oh, no one finds them cute.
You guys are so wrong.
Mainly because they're more intelligent than humans, and everyone feels...
Dolphins. Yeah,
they feel it. We usually feel intimidated by dolphins.
But yeah, so if you want to vote on our very, very useful poll, what is New Zealand's cutest animal? It's definitely very official. If you want to vote on the poll, go ahead. It's a lot of fun. All right, let's keep going with the live chat. We have Clay that says, I thought those numbers were rubbish considering the efforts put in for the day. Yeah, so for Super Saturday, that's what he's mentioning right now. So we got 40,000 new people that got vaccinated, i.e. they got their first dose, and 100,000 people that got their second dose. So that was a big event with a lot of effort, a lot of prizes and everything like that. Like, for example, locally right here, you got a $20 supermarket voucher, plus you enter a poll to get some prizes and everything like that. So there was kind of like a lot of things happening. But yeah, 40,000 people is quite a low number, and that really shows that it is going to take way more effort. It's going to be way harder to get those last people. It is going to be requiring a lot of effort for lower and lower results. So it's going to be one of those kind of tilt points where, right, when you put much more effort and then you get less results. And at some point things are going to break and people will be like, okay, I'm done. But we are approaching that stage, and I think pretty much every country is going to approach that stage at some point.
And just for context for people listening,
just joining
and watching, so how much is the actual full population of New Zealand that we're talking about compared to 40,000 out of how many people?
We are a team of 5 million. We are a little under 5 million, but we're a team of 5 million.
Yes, okay. So just so you guys know, it's like 40,000 out of about 5 million of the population.
Well, that's the eligible population. You need to remove all the kids that cannot be vaccinated and all that. But anyway, we're not scientists, as you can see here. So this is not what we're debating here. All right, we have Samuel T, which is on board. He says, "Hey, I have a question."
Good. That's what we do.
Good. I will probably see it a little bit later. He's probably typing his question, so here we go.
Okay.
Amanjot says, "Good morning, sir, ma'am. How are you doing, Amanjot?" He says, "I am from India. Heart. Lots of love and respect from my side." Oh, that's nice. Also, lovely. I really like that big heart emoji. Yeah, I don't usually see this one. They see all the colors heart, but yeah, I like this one. Shima Sab says, "Hello."
Hello.
How are you doing, Shima? Hey, Samuel T. He has his question now. Okay. The live chat is a little bit behind. Again, we're having sometimes some technical difficulties, but Samuel T says, "So I'm coming to New Zealand soon, with many O's, very soon."
Okay.
And he says, "I am thinking about summer in Christchurch, shoulder season in Kaikoura, and then snowboarding in Wanaka. How does that sound to you experts?"
That sounds really fun. I would say if you're setting up your winter season in Wanaka, make sure you are onto that pretty early into autumn. Usually you have to start getting that all organized. Sorry?
Don't tell them what autumn is. Which month?
Oh, yeah. So in New Zealand, because yes, we are in the southern hemisphere in New Zealand, so the months are a little bit different to the northern hemisphere. And in autumn, we are talking about the months of, so we got February, March, April, May. Yeah, that's it. March, April and May. So really you need to start organising yourself for the winter season in Wanaka probably around March. Actually coming to Wanaka, finding a job, finding a place to live and stuff, because it's a really popular hotspot. Unless you are coming at a time when the borders are still really, fully closed, you might not find it that hard. But typically in other years, there are a lot of people from overseas that come to Wanaka. They want to go and live there for the winter season. Not just working on the ski fields, but also working in town and stuff. So because it's super competitive, I say get onto that as soon as you can for preparing for the winter season. Because I was in a similar situation when I first came to New Zealand. I worked in Queenstown for the winter season, and I lived with people that were trying to find a job for the entire winter season, and they didn't succeed, and they just spent the whole winter season not with a job. I don't know if everyone can afford to do that, but so it is really competitive. Make sure that you are fully planning on that. But as for the other destinations...
Yeah, I just want to say, I don't want to, obviously she talked about Wanaka quite a lot. I don't want to leave all the other ones as well. Like Christchurch is a great place, a great city to live in. It's also relatively cheap, and it's great getaway, a base to get away around the South Islands. We actually released not that long ago 5 weekend getaway out of Christchurch. So you may want to check out that video on the channel where we tell you like 5 things that we would do in a weekend if we were to live in Christchurch. But if you're in Kaikoura, don't forget to do the Seal Swim with Seal Swim Kaikoura. I rank it all the time as one of my favorite activity to do in New Zealand. Actually, I just finished recording my 101 favorite activities to do in New Zealand. And this one was not my top one, but it's really up there because I had to be more, you know, like my personal really favorite would have been that, but then I had to, you know, probably be like, okay, this is kind of like, this is a bit more epic, I have to say, but it just my personal kind of takes my heart. So yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Those 3 destinations sound really cool. Of Kaikoura, I would be very jealous if you got to live there. I remember when I was first doing my working holiday in New Zealand, Kaikoura was one of the places I was looking at to live at, but then, you know, things changed. We started a travel guide, we started doing other stuff, but it was one of those sort of places I was like, oh, I'd really like to live there for a little while. It's a really cool town. We really loved, like, we stayed there for a few days during New Zealand's biggest gap year, and you seem to have, like, scared eyes right now.
No, it's good.
So, absolutely amazing, Kaikoura. Christchurch is cool for your sort of city...
Yeah, city
life, yeah.
All right, so Spider-Meg is here. I'm going to read your comment in a minute, Spider-Meg. I am Chima-Sab right here. Okay, so Clay, warm up this arm of yours and fill up that tumbler of whiskey. Here we go. Shima says, why is New Zealand not opening its border for international students? So the reason why New Zealand's borders are not open for international students right now is basically because New Zealand like to take a blanket policy onto international travel. It's like, if we don't accept those people, we're not going to accept those people or those people. So yeah, the heavy travel restrictions right now are currently in place in New Zealand, and I don't think they're going to be lifted until, you know, well, we have some prediction videos on the channel, so you can check those one out. But it is going to be well into 2022 until we actually start seeing, you know, a bit more mass international students coming. And it all stems from the amount of managed isolation quarantine facilities that we have. So MIQ, you probably heard about that term quite a lot if you're looking into traveling in New Zealand. But we have a certain amount of beds, and there is a lot of Kiwis that want to either go overseas or come from overseas for Christmas. And so right now, all those beds and facilities are literally for family reuniting for Christmas and all these kind of things. And they will always... The New Zealand government is always going to pander to its electorate, so they will give priority to people which are, you know...
The locals.
Yeah. So that's basically what's happening. So there is a certain amount of beds, and everybody needs to stay on that bed for 14 days. 14 days is a long time staying in one bed, and we don't have that many of those beds and those managed isolation facilities. So therefore, this is what's happening. It's obviously not ideal, and we really want the borders to open soon, but yeah. Next question, Clay. Up here, stretch again. We have Reman 2016 that says, how about international students?
Well, just as Robin just said, the borders are still closed to international students as well as other international visitors wanting to come to New Zealand. There's been no official announcements of when that is going to change. So once again, we have no sort of news for you guys this week about the borders opening, unfortunately.
Okay, so if you guys don't know why I'm making a joke with a guy called Clay right here, is because there is an inside jokes right here on this channel since COVID. He says that every time, so Clay, which is a local in Dunedin, says that every time someone asks about the New Zealand border, he's going to take a shot of whiskey, and it's 8 a.m. in New Zealand, so that is a really terrible thing to do to him. Speaking of, Samia Yusuf says, New Zealand is border open still or not? Are they closed?
They are closed. Just as we've just said, the borders are still closed to New Zealand for most international, whether it's students, visitors, people looking for jobs, you know, that sort of thing. Most international, most people from overseas, unfortunately, can't come to New Zealand at the moment.
All right. So again, guys, we're reading every single one of the comments, so don't panic if we are a little bit too slow, but we will get to you for sure. Okay, we have Mitchell Siranke, which I think that's Mitchell's first time in the live chat, so that's really awesome to have Mitchell on board.
Welcome.
And Mitchell's asked a really cool question, so you're going to get to answer and I'm going to get to answer. Okay. He says, what was your favorite Lord of the Rings movie set around New Zealand, movie set location? So what was your favorite, Laura?
I think my favourite was Edoras.
Oh, yeah. So
This is on top of Mount Sunday, which is in the Canterbury region of the South Island. It's about 2 to 3 hours drive from Christchurch, but it's surrounded by really beautiful mountains. And if you don't know where that was in the Lord of the Rings movie, that was in the Two Towers when they had the filming for the Rohan scenes, and they had like a building on top of a mountain, which the building has been taken down since then, unfortunately. It is just a bare mountain, but nowadays it is surrounded by beautiful mountain scenery, and I just really like it for the scenery mostly.
Yeah, no, that's a really cool place. So my favorite Lord of the Ring location, and it would be easy to go for Hobbiton. It's probably the most iconic, but I think I'm going to talk about the Tonga Crossing. It's a really fantastic day hike. It has amazing scenery, and basically you get to climb Mordor. So this big dark volcano that you can see in the movies is really awesome. So when you do the Tonga Crossing, you don't actually technically climb the actual Mordor, but you're really kind of nearby. You could take a detour and go up there, but it's extra long, and then it's Maui land and everything. So just don't do it and look at it. But yeah, the volcanic landscape really makes you feel that some orcs are gonna come out of the ground and so yeah, I will say this will be my favorite Lord of the Ring location. All right, so we are having Clay that says, is there much to explore in Clarence? I don't think so, because that doesn't even ring a bell. It's probably a tiny little town on the south end, I'd say. But
I don't know if we have an article on NZ Pocket Guide.
No, actually, that's one of the place we don't have. But yeah. So I don't think there is much to do in Clarence.
Let me just.
In the meantime, while Laura does a little bit of research, I'm going to talk to Tamo. So Tamo says no Kia in the poll option. No, I didn't think about putting the Kia. Actually, I thought the Hector dolphin is still at 0. Okay, guys, in the live chat right now, there is a poll to ask you guys which is New Zealand's cutest animal, and not a single one of you voted for the Hector's dolphin. It's a dwarf dolphin, guys. It's the cutest thing, and on top of it, it's a dolphin, so it's super smart. Anyway, so in the poll right now, we have the Kiwi bird going at 77% of the vote. So Wade Bix is very happy about that, I have to say. He's very excited. Second, we have the little blue penguin at 18%. And last, we have the New Zealand fur seal at 5%. Laura, Clarence.
So unfortunately, who I was asking Clay.
Clay.
Sorry, Clay. This is one of the very small towns in New Zealand we don't have an article on the things to do there.
Boom.
But
Right.
just sort of reminding myself of the sort of region that's nearby. Obviously, it's inland from Kaikoura, so I think you'll find that there are some very small ski fields in the area. That's one thing I can tell you. So yeah, if you want to go skiing somewhere obscure, then somewhere near Clarence will probably do.
All right. By the way, there's 16 of you guys watching live right now. We only have 5 likes, so if the 11 of you guys haven't clicked like yet, want to do it, that'd be pretty awesome. That'd be nice. Okay, so we have Henry Amika that says, I would like to meet you guys one day after this long stay offshore. Thank you very much for your help. I really appreciate. Love your good work. God bless you. Guys, more love you guys. Oh, that's really nice. So yeah, when international travel is going to start again, we're going to restart doing our little meetups where sometimes we pop in Auckland or in Wellington and Christchurch, and we tell everybody, hey, listen, we're going to be at that bar for like a couple of hours, join in, and we usually book a table, and we have like 8, 9, 10 people at most. It's kind of like it's just us hanging out. It's a bit like the live session, right? We never have a
live session.
The thing is, with those live sessions, right? We never have like 1 million people watching us, or even 100. Never happened, right? We always have like, what did I just say? 16 people watching us right now. So it's usually a busy one. Actually, sometimes when we reach like 20 or 25, we're like, wow, that was a busy one. But yeah.
Back in the day, I remember it used to be about 30 people when the borders were open. Yeah.
Oh, 30. Oh, look at that. You see, so 30 when the borders are open, right? So, when we do those meetups, it's always kind of intimate and a lot of fun.
And that's why everyone gets their questions answered in the live chat. So don't be shy, guys. If you do have a comment, make sure you put them in the live chat.
Yeah. And thanks to the 3 of you guys that decided to click like. You guys are awesome.
Oh, thanks.
All right, so we have Spider-Mac. Says, good morning, Robin and Bat. Oops, I meant Laura.
Bat, yeah.
The Bat's Batman, it's a joke.
How dare you call me Bat?
Says, nice to see your faces again. What do you think about our borders? Open or not?
not.
Okay.
Yeah, no official news, no updates on when the borders are going to open, unfortunately, guys. So, yeah, ask again next week.
Okay, Garnet says, have you visited Cape Kidnappers Garnet Colony? It is great.
It is great. I love Cape Kidnappers, and there are so many ways you can go and visit it. So, shall I keep...
Has it washed off now? Can you still walk over there?
You can still walk. There was a landslip there, so if you are walking, guys, keep on walking. Don't just like set up picnic underneath a cliff anywhere. But yeah, Cape Kidnappers, you can do the hike there, which is pretty long. It does take maybe about 5 hours to go back and forth, and you can only do it at low tide. And also, it is a little bit of a, an area where it's prone to landslips and stuff. Yeah. So make sure you keep on moving. But that's one way to enjoy it. Another way is to do a tractor tour.
And you can see us doing that in one video on the channel right here. So if you go on YouTube and you type Garnet and then NZ Pocket Guide, you should find our super video of us checking out the Garnet colony.
Yes, and another way you can visit it is with a company called Garnet Overland Safaris, which will take you over the top of Cape Kidnappers to visit the Garnets in a sort of four-wheel drive vehicle or bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garnet. I like your username, by the way. I feel like you have a niche.
Yeah.
Garnet, I like it. But
How about the Gannets of Muriwai?
Yeah.
Have you seen those as well? I'm probably sure you have. If your name is Garnet, you've probably seen all the Gannets.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know Muriwai, it's near Auckland.
Yes.
Okay, so we're having Clay that says, I want the borders to open so I can finally check myself into the Alcoholic Anonymous.
But not yet.
Not yet, keep drinking. All right, Mitchell has another question. And Mitchell says, what's your favorite things to do at Huka Prawn Park in Taupo?
Favorite thing to do? Well, guys, if you haven't already seen on our channel, we do have a video of us visiting the Hooker Prawn Park in Taupo. Well, I'm going to tell you my least favorite thing to do first. Is fishing for the prawns, because we were very unsuccessful at doing that. It was just a very
We got absolutely nothing.
It was a very sad affair. I was filming Robin because we were doing it for the channel. We were filming the experience for you guys, and I was filming Robin. He was just there with his bamboo stick, hoping to catch a little fish,
You make
prawn.
that sound so sad.
And it was really sad to just film him just looking really like depressed that he wasn't even getting...
It wasn't that sad. We were having fun. There is a video, guys, on the channel. You can type, Mitchell, you can type Huka Prawn Park and then NZ Pocket Guide. You can find us doing that on the channel. You can see the whole video of us exploring that. So it wasn't that sad. We were laughing a lot.
So my favorite thing to do there was the tour. They do a tour where they show you the facilities. They show like the little hatcheries for the prawns, and they also they have some tanks where you can get close up to see what they look like and that sort of thing. So and sort of learning about the prawn park also, because it's quite unusual to have a prawn park in New Zealand, and the reason they have it there is because of the geothermal activity nearby. They used to heat up the water at the prawn park. So yeah, the tour was interesting, but there is a ton of stuff to do there. It's more like an adventure playground on different sort of ponds where they have sort of floating bikes. They have pedal boats and stuff like that. So they have more. It's a good family friendly activity to do. But yeah, that's I was more interested in sort of the prawn tour there.
Yeah. And I liked the water bikes. There is some bikes that you can just pedal and then you shoot some water, and I think that was very silly, and I'd never seen that before. And so yeah, my favorite was the stupid water bikes, because I am very simple. I don't need much to be entertained. You give me a bike when I pedal and there's some water shooting out, and I'm just like stoked. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, the prawn park's for sale if any of you guys want to buy it.
Yeah, that's true. The Huka Prawn Park in Taupo is for sale. So, gather this change. I know Nathan, I know you're living in Taupo, so here you go. A couple of extra shifts at the local supermarket. You may be able to buy the prawn park
yourself
for
a prawn
few millions.
park, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of Nathan, is here. He says, once the border are fully open, everyone don't flock the tourist town and city. Yeah, well, hopefully it's going to be spread around, and that's what we attempt to do with NZ Pocket Guide. So NZ Pocket Guide is actually, it's mostly a website. We only do that once a week, this live session. And it's a website where we attempt to show people the breadth of stuff that there are to do in New Zealand, and the huge amount of different places that there is to visit, and not just a couple of things which everybody wants to do. So yeah. Hopefully people realize that. Hopefully this gives some time to people to plan their trip and actually see more things. We've seen that a lot on the channel right here, so that's kind of a way to connect with you guys. And a lot of people have been popping in and saying, hey, I'm looking to do a trip to New Zealand, what are other things to do, and having more time to dream and plan your trip to New Zealand. So fingers crossed. What do we have? We have Adil that says, Kiara, Robin and Laura. Not sure if you answered my question yet, but I don't see it in the queue anymore. Please tell us the animals mentioned in the poll questions. All right. Yeah, so we have a poll right here, guys. Oh, yes, someone voted for the Hector's dolphin. Boom. Okay, so the poll right now in the live chat, if you guys want to vote, it is, what is New Zealand's cutest native animal? So we have the Hector's dolphin. It is a dwarf dolphin with its fin being black. It's really small. You can see it in the harbor of the town called Akaroa. It's a very, very, very much endangered species, and you can see us checking them out on many videos on the channel. So check it out. It's really awesome. Then we have the little blue penguin. It is... maybe you should do that because I've been talking a lot. Go for it.
Yeah.
What is a little blue penguin?
It is the world's smallest species of penguin, and yes, it does have blue feathers. So that's quite cool. And they're maybe about this big. And yeah, you can see them in many places around New Zealand. They are probably the most... the most frequent species you can find to do with penguins in New Zealand.
Next, we have the kiwi bird. This. And finally, we have New Zealand fur seals.
Yeah, so New Zealand fur seals are kind of like your normal seal, except for they're a bit furry. And they have little ears. That kind of makes them different from a lot of other seal species. There are other seal species that have ears, but yeah. And New Zealand fur seals do have little ears, and they're just absolutely adorable.
Here you go. So yeah, vote for the Hector's dolphin. He's awesome. My favorite is the Hector dolphin. Please vote for the Hector dolphin.
The Hector dolphin needs you.
Yeah, I know. Why is 4% for the Hector dolphin? If you just joined our live chat, if you just joined this video, you person that just joined and clicked that, I need you. There is a poll in the live chat right now. Don't read the question. Don't read it. Don't read the options. Just click on Hector dolphin. Thank you very much. You are awesome. You can also click like if you find this somewhat useful. For some reason. Okay. Clay says Clarence is a region. Looks like a national park or something, so I assume there's some walks. You can always assume there's some walks in New Zealand.
Probably will be some walks.
He says the Awatere Valley is there too. Looks on the map like heaps of nothing, but though it may be some hiking to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There is always some hiking to be done.
Definitely an off the beaten track location. But now it's on my radar. I think I might do an article on nzpocketguide.com for it.
There you go. Okay, Anthony Comstock says, I guess that means Clay is going to have another one. Yep. Every time someone asks. All right, so we have Telmo Machado, Telmo Machado, I'll say. He says, hi guys, thank you for your attention to us. Here are Telmo and Patricia from Brazil. Obrigado. How are you guys doing? Have a shot of cachaça for me, because everybody apparently is getting drunk in this live session today. Or just don't, just be a normal person and drink water and stay hydrated. But thank you for joining us, guys. That's awesome to have you on board. He says, hey, Telmo and Patricia, they says, we guess Kiwi birds, remember your Kiwi friends. That's why we chose them. That's very nice. I think that this is why it's so popular, the Kiwi bird, right? But the Hector's dolphin is pretty awesome, so I'm doing a heavy pulling right here to get the Hector dolphin across the line. Come on. And also, that's the thing as well, right? If you think about every stories in life, and this poll on the live chat is a story, you always want to cheer for the underdog. The Hector dolphins. The under dolphin. Oh, props for the pun. Anyway, that Hector dolphin was at 0%, while the Kiwi bird was at 73%. Can it overtake it? Can we make that happen? That would be amazing. Anyway, I just love Hector dolphins, guys. I know I'm getting too excited about it, but I love it. I remember when we jumped in the water and we swam with them. There's some videos on the channel of doing that. Oh, I love it. Anyway, I'm just going to calm myself down. And Nathan from Topo says that would be great to own a prawn park, but if something happened like COVID-19, may go south. And that's probably why it's for sale right now.
True.
Sam Smith is back here. He's in Australia, if I remember. He says, hello, experts. Sam from Sydney. Here you go. I hope that you are both well. Yeah, we're doing well. Thank you very much, mate. How is it going for you? How is everything going in Australia? I haven't looked at the Australian news for a while. So is everything going all right for you? Tamo says, no dolphin can beat a kiwi bird. Yes, dolphin can beat a kiwi bird. I'll take off my hat if the dolphin wins. Look at that.
Take off your hat.
Okay, Mitchell is asking, what's your favorite thing to do in Coromandel?
Ooh.
Do you want me to go first?
You could go first, yeah.
I loved kayaking in Cathedral Cove. I know it feels like a cliche and the main thing that people do around the Coromandel area, but we really had a blast. We were in a double kayak, so we had to work together. But when you're in the kayak with Laura, you work against her, but that's okay.
I make it more of a challenge.
Yes. So when we do activities, Laura needs to take a lot of pictures. That's kind of our job. So it just means that I do my exercise. Amazing kayaking area. That was really cool. When we arrived on the beach, the place is fantastic. It was one of the shooting locations from the movie Narnia, for instance. But it is really amazing. You probably have seen some pictures of it. Beautiful white cliffs and everything. And the guide made us some amazing hot drinks on the beach, which I mean, better than what we got in most cafes in New Zealand. That was absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, really cool surprise, really a lot of fun. Same thing, we have a video of us doing that on the channel. So on YouTube, you type Cathedral Cove and then you type NZ Pocket Guide, you find that. Or you can head to nzpocketguide.com, just right above right here. And if you tap Cathedral Cove or even Coromandel, you have our list of the 10 best things to do over there. The website has thousands of articles, so there is really a lot of, we pour all our knowledge on there. So you may want to check it out, Mitchell.
My favourite thing is to go to Whangamata, which is a town kind of in the southern area of the Coromandel, and a really cool thing to do there is to either do stand-up paddleboarding or kayaking to a place called Donut Island, which is just off the beach. If you go when the waves aren't too crazy, when it's a nice sort of still day, you can paddle over there, and there's an archway entrance into the middle of this island, which it's called Donut Island because it is shaped like a donut. And
you're a donut.
Thanks. And once you get into there, it's so amazing. You have there's a little bit of a beach, there's sort of rocky cliffs around you topped with trees. It's just really it's an amazing hidden gem. There's loads of places in the Coromandel that are sort of get all the limelight, like Cathedral Cove and
that was good.
Hot Water Beach, that sort of places is where everyone goes. But if you want a really cool sort of wow experience that not a lot of people have heard about, then Donut Island at Whangamata is an awesome trip.
Here you go. So as usual, we're going to read all the comments and answer all the questions. We're just going in order, so a tad bit of patience for everybody and we'll get there. We have Hassan Alamri that says, hi, when are the border opening for travelers? Clay, take a shot. Laura, go ahead.
There has been no official news of when the borders are going to open to international travellers, we're afraid. So, no news means borders aren't going to be opening anytime soon.
All right, we have Telmo Machado. You have to tell me how to pronounce that word. Or can we be in first name basis? Can I just call you Telmo? Is that okay to do? I'll decide that it's okay. Look at that. Telmo. Because I feel like it's actually more polite to just call someone by their first name rather than massacring the last name. I'll go with that. All right, Telmo, it says... he says, you both are so cute with all of us. May we choose you? I should have put Laura's face in the poll as the cutest native. But to be fair, we are not native. We're not native of New Zealand. So, I've only been in New Zealand for 11 years. Laura has only been in New Zealand for 8 or 9. So we're not native of New Zealand. So therefore, we don't fit that criteria. But we could do next week. We may just do a survey.
Reword the question. Who do you prefer, Robin or Laura?
You know what? I'll write that down. That'd be a funny poll.
That may upset someone.
Oh yeah,
Probably me. I'll get very upset if I'm not the one that's most.
Oh, you're gonna win, obviously. You're obviously gonna win.
No, won't, Robin. You'll
poll
win. You'll
ID.
win.
I'm writing the poll ID. Here you go.
All right, next week, make sure you tune in because it's gonna be decided.
The battle is on.
Who is better, Robin or Laura? Yep, the idea's been written down. It's official.
There you go.
Don't miss it.
That's my little. If you do have some ideas of polls, by the way, just tell me and I'll kind of write it here because obviously we just do the polls just for fun. So sometimes I'm running out of ideas and sometimes I run out of time. So I like to be able to pull a little piece of paper and be like, oh yeah, that's what I need to do. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so Spider Mech, you two should take a vacation. Visit Hen and Chicken Island. It's the best place to be.
Okay, well, we will take that into consideration.
In all fairness, we were supposed to not be in New Zealand right now, and we are in New Zealand thanks to the latest Auckland outbreak. So we were supposed to go on a little bit of a vacation, work vacation. We don't really take vacations. Since our job is in tourism, there is never a vacation for Robin and Laura, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We always
go on vacation
working, yeah.
to work.
But yeah, so we were supposed to be out of the country and we're not, so damn. But next month we will take you guys on a little bit of a road trip. There is a couple of companies that we need to check their camper vans off and everything. We do checks quite regularly, so on the website we talk a lot about a lot of different companies and we need to check them regularly to make sure that their service is still up to standard and that we update the website correctly. So there is a couple of companies that we need to check out and we may film a little bit us checking out one of the companies. Because why not? Giving you some behind the scenes on what it looks like to actually do all the checks and making sure that something is worthy to be on the website, on nzpocketguide.com, making sure that it's worthy for us to recommend it for you guys. So yeah, we may take you behind the scene. That may be fun. And so that should be next month, perhaps.
If anybody tuned into our Instagram account or Facebook account yesterday or the
I
day
did some
before,
stories, yeah.
Robin was doing some amazing filming of our recent hike. More like he just remembered to start filming once we got to the top.
Yeah, we arrived at the top and I was like, oh yeah, sometimes people post on social media. So I decided to do an Instagram story.
Yeah.
And my first thing to do when doing an Instagram story is I put my phone, I open Instagram and I asked Laura, how do we do an Instagram story? And I've just been in charge of our social media for about 3 years.
So yeah, guys,
that's good.
if you go onto our Instagram, which you can find us at NZ Pocket Guide. You can check out our latest story about one of the latest hikes that we've done in beautiful New Zealand.
Our story's still up there? They don't stay for just 24 hours?
Oh, I don't know if they're still
Well,
there.
here you go.
Yeah, okay. We don't do many stories on Instagram, but check it out if it is still there.
Yeah,
and
here
if
you
not,
go.
then just scroll through the posts and like a few.
All right, Tam Wakefield says, what do you think about the ridiculous protests around the world? I don't know if you're talking about protests against like vaccination and everything. I just think it just shows the power of social media. You know, misinformation spreads through
As you can
social
tell,
media.
we have not received any of those social media
So
powers.
because we don't spend much time on social media, we're a little bit oblivious to how those things work. But yeah, misinformation spreads very easily on social media, and that just shows the power of it and why, you know, it should be kind of managed better, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the word I'm going to say. So yeah, on this channel here, we always try to kind of name the source of what we're talking about and also give you as much context as possible. That's why sometimes, actually, one of the biggest complaints that we receive is that our videos are too long and we talk too much and this and that. It's just because we try to give as much context as possible and try to stay as far away as possible from our opinion. So it's really rare. Like, for example, literally earlier on during this live session, I was talking about, doing a video which is my 101 favorite things to do in New Zealand. So I've just literally finished recording that. It took me a long time to do because it's going to be videos like each 10. So it's basically 10 top 10s. All by myself. It's a lot of work. But when I did my list of like my favorite things to do in New Zealand, then after that we reviewed it with Laura and we're like, yeah, I don't understand, it's my favorite things to do in New Zealand. but kind of the video is going to be the best things to do in New Zealand. So I had to add a little bit more objectivity into it rather than my own opinion. So then we shuffle things around a little bit to have it more, in our opinion, a bit more objective. And so that's what we really try to do. The same thing on nzpocketguide.com. You know, when we talk about the best things to do in Auckland, the best thing to do in Wellington, and you know, we have thousands of articles like that to help you plan your trip. We always try to make sure that yes, there is a little bit of our opinion that seeps through our editorial content. It always does. You know, we're only humans, but we always take a step back and try to take an approach a bit more journalistic. And Laura is a trained journalist actually, and so she's really great at doing that. And she takes a step back and she's able to make sure that the information that we put there is not literally just what we want to do, but the thing that will actually give the best time to most people, and we are actually really fair in all our rankings and everything. So yeah. Anthony Comstock says, stay safe, but I'm here until the end. I know I got to beat what's his name, since he keeps stealing my saying.
Yes. What's
his name? Is Nathan. Look at this competition.
Yeah, you don't even want to remember his name.
but Nathan is a very is very sportsmanlike and says, well done, Anthony. So here you go. Very sportsmanlike. It's very healthy competition on this channel, guys. We all love each other. By the way, if you guys love healthy competition, hit the like button, say thank you for all our hard work. It's always really nice to see some likes on those videos. Hassan Almari says, thank you for sharing all the useful information with us. You're very welcome, mate. We are always happy to help. Nathan says, I prefer both of you. Where were you supposed to be at the moment? Okay. The reason why I don't want to say where it is because I'd like to keep it a surprise for when we go early next year, because we just rescheduled it for early next year. So it's not that I don't want to answer your question. It's that I think it's going to be a fun surprise when we are just going to turn on the camera and we're not going to be where we are right now and we'll be elsewhere. So that's kind of is the plan, to kind of surprise you guys. And
so stay tuned.
Yeah, so stay tuned. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to manage this one where I'm literally going to turn on the computer for our Sunday live session, and we'll be in a completely different place. But so yeah, so it's just for that fun skit that I don't want to answer your question. But if it really bothers you, if you really want to know, you can send me a message on Facebook and I'll tell you. It's absolutely no problem. I have no problem telling you. I just think it's more fun to have a good surprise. You know, it's a bit like Christmas. You don't want to know what's in the parcel until the 25th, do you? What's inside that big gift?
I want to know what it is now.
Yeah, but you're a terrible kid. Okay. Tamo says, poll between you two, live session 150 is in jeopardy then. Oh, it's going to be 150, is it? What's this live session here? Maybe it is.
That would be
that
would be timely to do that poll for 150.
Oh, no, okay, so next week is going to be 149. Oh, yeah, so it may go sour. Yeah, that's true. Laura may not show up for session 150. Yeah, she may.
What do you mean? I might not turn up. Maybe you won't turn up.
Yeah, because I'm not. I'm a very graceful loser.
Yes, I'm not. I'm awful.
Okay, Telmo says that it's fine to call him Telmo. It's good. He said all my friends call me this way. The sound of Machado is like the so it's Machado. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. I got it. And he say, and you think you are not from New Zealand, but you really are. Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, that's the thing as well. We always consider ourselves as local, right? And we've done pretty much every local we ever talked to. They always tell us that we've done way more in New Zealand than they will ever do in their lifetime. So yeah, no, and that's why we call ourselves New Zealand travel experts, right? It's just that, yeah, I still sound funny as a New Zealander.
You've got a funny voice.
Yeah, I still have this funny voice, and you know, it does put off some people. We do, you know. Out of the mean things that we receive as comments online, because you know when you put yourself on the internet, you are putting yourself as prey to all the mean things.
So all the 16% of the New Zealand population unvaccinated.
Yeah. But yeah, so you're prey to all the people which like to be mean on the internet, all the trolls and everything. And so yeah, the comment that we receive the most, and it's not that often. It's probably about once every 2 days, you get somebody that kind of asks me to leave New Zealand because I don't sound like a local and I shouldn't be talking about New Zealand, all these kind of things. But, you know, it's the internet, it's normal, it's what it is. Most of the people are respectful because, you know, we get more comments which actually ask us questions, ask us follow-us questions, give us a like and something rather than that. But yeah, so not sounding the part is usually a big part of the thing. You know, if I did look like that and I had an accent much more Kiwi-like, people would not be able to make the difference. And actually, I do have a Brazilian friend, which literally sounds more Kiwi than anyone else, doesn't he?
Does he? Oh yeah, I suppose he says a lot of Kiwi words.
I
anyway.
know. He just sounds so Kiwi, and so he can be it perfect.
Nathan, need to say "chur" a bit more. Chur, bro.
Yeah. Nathan's refusing not to know, so he's saying, "I really want to know." Well, send me a message on Facebook, and I'll tell you. I just won't say it live to give surprises to everybody. So yeah, cool. Okay, so what's coming up this week on the channel, Laura?
Ooh, all right, so.
Oh, look at her stretching. We're like at the ready.
Okay, so well, let me tell you what we've had coming up this week.
By the way, this week our videos did absolutely terrible. None of the video we published this week had more than 100 views.
And that's because you guys didn't know about them. So let me tell you about them.
Yeah, go back and watch a couple of us traveling.
This week we did our weekend getaway video from Tauranga. So if you're looking for awesome day trips from Tauranga, then make sure you check out that video that we published this week. During our New Zealand's biggest gap year recap, where a few years ago Robin and I did 365 days of 365 activities which we filmed and put on this channel. Well, we're doing a recap of that at the moment because, you know, a few things have changed since COVID. We want to keep you guys updated.
Just a few.
Yeah, we want to keep you guys updated with some of the activities that you can do in New Zealand, what's still available, what's changed, etc., etc. And during this recap this week, what we've posted on the channel is the Catlins. So when we are traveling around the Catlins coast to the bottom of the South Island, go check out those videos to see what that's like. Speaking of what things are like, during our What Is It Really Like series, this week we posted...
That's a transition. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so this week we looked at blackwater rafting. So find out what it's really like to do blackwater rafting by watching the video we just posted this week.
There you go.
All right, and then what's coming up on the channel next week, so you guys don't miss out on those videos either. We've got our New Zealand biggest gap year recap is still covering the Catlins because we spent a long time there. It's really
we spent many days in the Catlins.
It's a really cool place. Most of the things to check out there are 100% free to visit, except for one thing is like $10 to visit. So
is it 10? No, it was $5.
I think it's $10 to do the Cathedral Cave. But check out those videos to see what that is like. The adventure continues. And then for our weekend getaway, we are doing it from Wellington. So if you're looking for Wellington day trips, then check out that video that's coming up this week. And then for our What Is It Really Like series, we're going to be looking at Te Puia, which is a geothermal park and Maori experience in Rotorua.
Here you go. All right, guys, it's your last shot to vote for the Hector Dolphin in our poll of the day. So go in the live chat and vote for Hector Dolphin. Don't read anything, just click Hector Dolphin.
Or New Zealand Fur Seals, which is my pick.
Oh, it's last right now.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, come on, guys. New Zealand Fur Seals. They are so cute. Have you seen their eyes? Their eyes are just like huge, and when they look at you, you're just like, oh, they're like a little cartoon character. And if you see them underwater, they're even cuter.
Yeah. All right. So also, I want to add a little correction of something I said today. I was saying like usually at the moment we only have about like 10 to 15 people watching. Well, the highest amount of people that we had today was actually 23. So here you go. At some point, we had 23 people watching, which sometimes happens. That's amazing. I love it.
Cool.
Okay, so I am about to close that poll, and I will give what YouTube is compiling everything. I will give you all the answer. Okay, Nathan says, I really want to know. Okay, JD80. Hey, JD, welcome back. Awesome to have you on board. He says, New Zealand is very lucky to have you here, NZ Pocket Guide. You guys are awesome. Oh, that's nice. I'll take that with me.
You guys
today.
are also nice.
They're all really lovely.
Yeah.
I have to say, our live sessions are always super civil. Like, we very rarely have to ban people. Unlike what I have to do in the comment section.
That's a whole new...
Yeah, that's a whole new world of banning. Okay. Nathan says he watched all the video and he says he wanted to vote for all, but he couldn't. That's the problem with polls, isn't it? And Telmo says, JD, I agree. They are both simply the best, as said Tina Turner. Ooh,
simply the best.
Oh, I was about to say, I do not know that reference, but Laura clearly did. And you got a bit of a song with that.
Yeah.
We have Oh My Globe.
Oh my glob.
I have to say, I love that name. Or maybe I pronounce it very wrong. But Oh My Glob is a fantastic username. Okay, Oh My Glob says, Kia ora guys, I hope you guys are having a great weekend. We have. We have been really jokey today. We're in a very fun mood. Anyway, and he says, I have a question. He or she says, I have a question. Do you think the visa process could be processed earlier than February 2022? Thank you. Go nuts.
Well, I don't think that for international visa processing for people.
For local? I want
Well,
visa
yeah,
to go
okay. Oh, well, okay. So I mean, compared to people that are outside of the country, compared to people that are in the country, but they might need visa renewals, for example.
Yep.
So if you're outside of the country and you're wanting a visa process to come into the country at the moment, this is just our opinion, obviously it's nothing official, but we don't think that that Immigration New Zealand is going to process those visas until the borders are officially open. So because we haven't heard any announcements of when the borders are going to be open, then I mean, yeah, it could be February next year, but we're not going to say that that's what it's going to be for sure, because it feels like the whole process of the borders opening has been pushed back with the new Delta variant that outbroke what's the past of that?
Broke out, I guess.
Broke out in that broke out.
I actually don't know what's the past of the word, the past tense of the word outbreak.
Outbroken.
Yeah, so that was hard to hear. Yeah, that was bad.
So that broke out, over the past few months in New Zealand. So yeah, we can't really say that they will start.
And
in
we
February.
still have some places. Yeah, we still have some places in New Zealand like Auckland, which is on level 3, right? So we still have some places which are locked down. Like we have some friends that right now left where we are right now and went to Auckland, and they had to get special paperwork in order for them to go there because they had some family emergencies to go up there, but they had to apply for special permission in order to actually go to Auckland. So there's still some really heavy restriction in New Zealand. So this needs to be solved first, and then they move on to the rest.
So sorry, we can't.
But again, fantastic name. Oh My Glob is just, I will use that word all day long when something's going to be happening.
Oh My Glob.
We're like, Oh My Glob, Laura. Nathan says, have a great day. See you next week. Well, it's already time. We have like 4 more minutes, he says.
Yeah, well, four more minutes.
Oh yeah, because we had to restart and we stopped, so that's why we haven't done an hour. But yeah, we have 4 more minutes.
Yeah, takes you about 4 minutes to wrap up.
Wow. Okay, we have a Roso that says, hey, in Auckland, we are waiting for...
Roso?
Roso, R-O-S-A-U, Roso? Did I pronounce that wrong? Okay. Anyway, he says, Roso, he or she says... here in Auckland, we are waiting for level 2. Yeah, exactly what we're talking about. So yeah, level 3. And they say, where are you based? So we can't go anywhere. Where are you based right now? So you know that big lake in the center of the North Islands? So we are on the shore of Lake Taupo. So we're pretty lucky.
We're in a boat.
We're like
in the middle of the lake.
No, so yeah, so we are in the Taupo region, the greater Taupo region right here. So that's pretty good for us. I don't think we have had a single location of it where we are right now. We're a little bit out of, more in the countryside, but we haven't had near us not a single point of interest or location of interest, as they call them, for the entire
outbreak.
Yes, 3 years, 2 years that we've been on that. Yeah, so none of the single outbreaks or none of the stuff. We never even had a single things happening here. So we, touch some wood, have been extremely lucky where we are, and I know that it has been quite hard in Auckland, and we used to live in Auckland. We do have a lot of friends over there, so we know that it's tough for you guys, but you are doing your part for it, and we thank you for it. That's really nice. But yeah, hopefully you get to escape Auckland and do some fun things. I released not that long ago weekend getaways from Auckland videos. So I go over my favorite things to do for a weekend in Auckland, like the little things to go not too far outside of town and to do. So you may want to check this one out. So the name of the video is Weekend Getaways from Auckland. And you can find that on our channel. Just type that. Or you can even just type Auckland and then NZ Pocket Guide on YouTube and you'll find the video.
Yes.
Tamo says, I've requested an NZDT NZDT a few days ago and they issue it already. Yeah, it's kind of an automatic process, so it's really fast to get you NZDT. So I have high hopes to visit New Zealand during next year. Well, the good thing with the NZDT is that it's valid for 2 years. So I really think, and obviously I'm touching wood right here, that within 2 years, people are going to be...
Surely in 2 years, the borders will open.
I will be out of business anyway. We are tourism business anyway. Any longer, we'll be out of business, guys.
Yeah.
So, it won't be a problem of ours anymore. Hey, speaking of having to ban some people from the live chat, look at that. There's someone I need to ban. Here you go.
You spoke too soon before.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Was that someone that voted for the seal?
Yeah, it probably will be hidden at some point, hopefully. No. Yeah. No, keep them hidden.
Has the poll processed yet?
Yeah,
Have we got some numbers in for who is officially the
Cool.
cutest animal in New Zealand?
All right. So yeah, sorry, I just had to make sure that that person wasn't be a naughty person anymore. Okay, Clay says no, don't escape Auckland. So he's answering to Rosoro. Don't sneak to Wanaka like everyone else. It wasn't everyone. It's one couple. So there's been a story in the news where a couple chartered the plane and then flew down, and they ended up being relatives of quite a famous Auckland judge, which is kind of fitting.
Ew. Some people think that they're too privileged to stay in Auckland.
Look at that. All right, so let's talk about our poll of the day, guys. So, very important. Probably the most important voting you've done in your entire life. We are talking about New Zealand's cutest native animals. And yes, that's right. This very scientific poll that we just run was answered by 37 people, so definitely very accurate. And we have... at last place, with 5% of the votes, New Zealand fur seals.
You rotten lot.
Yes. Laura's favourite pick to win. New Zealand fur seal got 5% of the vote, is fourth on our list. Don't worry, I'm not too far behind.
Okay.
At number 3 with 8% of the votes, so probably one vote more than you, are the Hector's dolphin. You guys are terrible taste in animals.
I like how
Hector dolphins is the cutest.
I like how we don't like to give our opinion too much on this channel, but you guys suck if you don't vote that the New Zealand fur seal is not your number one cutest animal. Okay, we
give our opinion away. It doesn't matter too
Yeah.
much. Anyway, so speaking of you guys being terrible people, you did not vote for my dolphin, so you guys are terrible people.
All right, who's second?
We're making a lot of friends right here with that poll. Second, we have the little blue penguins at 18% of votes. They are cute. I have to say they're really cute.
Very cute.
And to be fair, if you watch the video of like all our videos of the Oamaru blue penguin colony, I always have fun. I put on like jazz style music because they just look fun. I'm having a lot of fun with the little blue penguins. And number 1 with 67% of the vote, nowhere near close. Obviously, the winner is the Kiwi bird. What does Whitbeak has to say?
Oh, thank you guys. I totally agree.
There you go. So Whitbeak is pretty happy. Okay. That was the poll. Where are we on? What did I miss? Did I miss something? Yes, we have Tamo. That's no. We have Spider-Mech. Says... well, time to say goodbye. Stay safe, guys. Until next time. Ooh, another one. I say stay safe. I love it. The competition is heating up. Time to stop another break-in. Kaikite. Yippee! I like it. Rosaro says, lucky you. Try Kerosene Creek and Mount Tararua. We do have videos of Mount Tararua for sure. Do we have videos of Kerosene Creek? Or
We
do
don't
not
have
fit
videos for
So we've both been to Kerosene Creek multiple times, but we don't have a video on the channel. But we have a video of us doing the scree ride in Mount Tararua. It's a lot of fun. And there is, in there, a lady that takes the temple of the century, and it's a beautiful video, and I'm so glad I'm using it all the time. I love that video. Every time I talk about Mount Tararua and I have to put a video on screen, I pick that one
Of a lady falling down a hill, yes.
It's beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, Mount Tararua is really cool. Clay says, no, don't escape Auckland. I've read that already. He says, there was another person last week that ended up there too. And Clay was cheering for the penguins. Nathan says he enjoyed every animal. Yes, and we do as well. We're just joking around on which one was our favorite. It's more fun if we have a favorite. And Tamo says, as I said, No one can beat the Kiwi bird, and Tamo was right. What a good way to finish the live session.
Yes.
All right, guys, hit like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It's a great way to support us. We'll be back here next week at exactly the same time for another hour live session. In the meantime, there is plenty of videos coming out every day on the channel about traveling in New Zealand. Laura went over all of that, and hopefully, I'm not going to stuff things up next week, and
Yes, Robin's going to do some practice this week.
Here you go.
He has been given the job. You're going to practice on that this week, so it goes seamlessly next week.
I may practice on the secret channel and do all my practicing, and so then I come back here and I'm like, wow, it's awesome.
Yes.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us for another live session. I know we were a little bit more cheeky this week, but, we were just in a good mood, and there was not that much news, and the borders are still closed, so, we need to keep ourselves pumped up, cheered up, so, yeah, sometimes...
Spirits need to remain high during these uncertain
Exactly.
times.
So I hope that you guys had a fun time with us, because we genuinely had a fun time today hanging out with you guys.
All right.
Thank you all. Have a lovely week. Bye-bye.
See you next week.